What's a man to a boy but pride and joy? But a single parent home, that was the devil's ploy. Real McCoy, your mama, she was really that. She had to bridge the gap with the whole world on her back. Can you imagine that? Trying to raise a man, struggling just to stand, but God trumped the devil's plan. Never ran, because Jesus be the prototype, and I had to learn to fight and be ready when it's on sight.
And listen to what I'm saying, and this is my own kind of personal journey. It says, what's a man to a boy? Pride and joy. But a single parent home, that was the devil's ploy. So what it's opening up to is, I grew up in a single parent home. My father was in and out of prison as I'm growing up, trying to figure out his own journey. And so, I watched mom just trying to figure it out herself now on her own. They went from being married to divorced or separated. And I just saw the change. We had a home spot and all that, racetracks, little kid, all that stuff. All of a sudden, broken home, all of that broke up. We started living with my grandmother, aunties, all of that kind of moving around as my mother was trying to get stabilized life. And so it's kind of acknowledging like this was the devil's plan, right? What God wants is forever. You know what I'm saying? Till death do us part. The context of family being raised, but humanity, what we go through. And so it's right there, my doorstep, part of my, my journey, right? We're in a broken world. None of us are perfect. We're trying to all figure it out best we can. And so I entered my life came into that struggle and was impacted by that, like that. And the devil had his hand on it. But that's what it said. That was the devil's ploy. But a single parent home, it was the devil's ploy. But what it opens up was, what's a man to a boy, right? What's a father to a son? It's pride and joy. My daddy can do anything. And so to be robbed of that, stripped of that, to be missing that component sets you differently in life, how you view life, the lessons you learn, the things you go through. So out the gate, my life was disrupted. It says, because the devil had a plan. But listen to what it goes on. Real McCoy. Your mama, she was really that. She had to bridge the gap with the whole world on her back. So even though times was tough, mom was tough. I respect it. Like my mother, man, look at her right there. My mother, she worked on a construction site. There's a spot right there on 23rd and Market, 23rd and Market. It's an apartment complex. It's still there to this day. My mother helped build those. She got the job one day walking by. We was on our way to the bus. Got the job, worked at a construction site. A woman back then. This is, early, late 80s. It's late 80s. She working at a construction site. So she's a real McCoy. Mama, she was really that. She had to bridge the gap with the whole world on her back, no matter how. She had faith in God. She came out of that fabric, right? That's when she came out of Louisiana. She knew the Lord in that way, and so she had to figure it out, fight her way through it, and the Lord made a way. And I invite you in the verse, I say, can you imagine that? Trying to raise a man, struggling just to stand, but God trumped the devil's plan. So moms wasn't by herself. The Lord trumped the devil's plan. The Lord said, I know you tried to plot and plan, but I'm going to even use that brokenness. I'm going to even use that pain, that missing component to show him what it feels like when I step in as his heavenly Father, when I rebirth sonship in him, when I help him understand what it's like to be Father, whatever he felt he was missing, when I supply that, right? And then even bridge humanly the gap with me and my actual natural Father, right? Where it's all love. It says, can you imagine that? A woman trying to raise a man, a woman on her own, trying to raise a black man in the Bay Area back, in the 80s, 90s, struggling just to stand, but God trumped the devil's plan, never ran, because Jesus be the prototype. I had to learn to fight and be ready when it's so.